to Simply Fit Radio. I'm your host, Sandy White, and as usual, I am super duper excited because guess what? We are jumping into spring. March is around the corner, new beginnings. But before I get into all of that, I want to give a huge shout out to WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network. I'm telling you guys, I am so grateful that they allow me to be on this channel, providing you guys with wonderful information. So please make a generous donation. So not only do you get to see this broadcast, but a whole plethora of other broadcasters that are on here that are bringing awesome information. And we want to continue to allow your gifts to be seen by the world. So make your donation, which allows WYTV7 to continue to go throughout the world, sharing the gifts that you guys are providing and what God is telling them to do. All right, guys, I am ready to get started. Hey, guys, I know January, February may not have been the months that you wanted them to be. But guess what? Spring is here, and y'all know what spring means. Spring is new beginnings. It's starting over again. It's the time that, most of us go through that Lent process where we give up something so we can get something greater. Y'all know who started that? Yes, Jesus Christ. That's my boy. All right, y'all. So again, March is the month that we're springing into new things. Although the weather may not be showing you those signs, but guess what? When a farmer plants seed, everything is covered up. And he keeps watering it and doing what he's supposed to do with the soil. And then guess what? That first blade comes up. The next one comes up. Then the leaf comes up. Then the fruit comes up. And then before you know it, he's getting what he planted, which is either his corn or his watermelon or the grapes that have grown up on the vines and now they're all nice and juicy. Same thing with your life. You have to do the work and then eventually the results will start to show. So don't look at it like, man, I made these resolutions or I made all these plans and nothing worked. Remember, you guys, I've been telling you all, be consistent. You fall off, you start back over again. Don't quit. You can't quit. You got to keep going. So these upcoming weeks, I'm going to basically be asking you all to get inspiration from learning more about health challenges and healthy habits. So a lot of times you'll do better when you're challenging yourself. Get a group of people. So I'm just going to give you guys some tips on some strategies that'll basically trick yourself into getting the results that you want. So challenge number 1 is the National Reading Challenge. You know what? I have my kids read about 20 minutes a day. And the youngest one does that. My oldest one is trying to challenge me, but mommy is a bit of a geek. So I'm doing about 6 books at a time, and I leave them in the car. I leave them wherever I know I'm going to be at. And I constantly carry about, I'll even carry the ones that are about this big, maybe have about 100 or so pages in them. So it's kind of thin, and I'll carry them in my backpack. That way, if I'm in a waiting room or wherever I'm at, and I've got a little bit of time, I'm going to read. I'm going to educate myself. I'm going to learn something that I can implement and make my life better. The major challenge outside of the ones that I'm going to be sharing with y'all today, the major challenge is challenging yourself. You should not be where you were this time last year. You're not competing against anybody else other than yourself. That's why it's so important. I've been saying this all along. I'm not going to repeat a whole bunch of the older information, so just watch the podcast, but keep a journal and track yourself. All right. So reading, it really does stimulate the brain. You want to read at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. And how you can get through a book a week, find out how many chapters it is. That's how many days you read. So you read a chapter a day, and then you break that down so you can get through with it. Because I know you don't have, a straight 20 to an hour, 20 to 60 minutes in a day, based off of like regular work week, commuting and work and taking care of your family. But you do have some downtime. Start reading, and you can get your family on 20 minutes a day where you all do your family time after you have dinner or before you have dinner. So challenge yourself to get your family involved in it. And this way it'll open the door for more communication, and it'll be easier if you haven't already been doing that. So if that's an area that you wanted to get better in, which is challenging your communication to be better, start reading. And then you can use that as a caveat to say, hey, can I tell you about the book that I read? And for those that are married, this is a challenge. 20, go look online. They got them all over the Christian sites. 20 best conversation starters. I need to do that for you all. But you could get started at least with those, and then have those conversations with your spouse if you guys haven't been doing that very well. Then take the time out and have your family meetings. You want to do those. Spring into new beginnings with your family. If your family hasn't been connected, this is a perfect time to get into, hey, let's talk about what we want to do, our goals for the year, our goals for the month, things like that. Get yourself back into some simple tips and strategies that's going to make your family super duper excited, because you are the example setter. You are the salt in the earth, that when people see you, you are that example that they're supposed to see that represents Christ. Okay. And then some strategies that your family can begin on a daily routine is the information that I just said, the information that you just read about. Break those down into strategies that like let me go back. When I read stuff on purpose. It's a strategic plan to help my family be better, help me to be better. And then I allow my family to hold me accountable. I don't always like it, but it helps. So when you're reading, look for a couple things. Don't do a whole bunch, because I'm telling you, if you do a whole bunch, you're not going to stick to it. But things that you've always wanted to do, but make them easy. And your challenge number 2, 10,000 steps. Carve out time that you and your family can do this together. I talked about this before. However, spring is coming, spring fever. People want to get out the house. So now you can use going to, like, we're about to get a brand new community center. Instead of me driving 45 minutes to an hour away, I'll be able to go, I think it's like 15 minutes away. So now I could use that as a barometer for family time. So instead of our family time being here, we can now do swim time. Different things. Try different things that you guys haven't done. Rock climbing. Don't be afraid of something that you haven't tried. Try it at least once. And I'm telling you guys, rock climbing is, in my opinion, it's the bomb diggity bomb. Actually, we did a mini rock climbing, and I'll have to post those pictures. I didn't do it because I had a dress on, and we just did this impromptu right after church, but the boys did a little impromptu, and actually my husband beat them out because they couldn't climb so high. But it makes for wonderful memories, and if anything else, you get a good laugh out of it, and y'all know laughter is really good for you. And then it's a great segue to discuss, as I mentioned, what you've been reading, what you've been learning, what the experiences are, and then invite some other people. Try new things. Spring into this year doing stuff at least once. Bucket list of fun stuff to do. Like, my kids have never gone horseback riding. Now, we've done it multiple times, but I want them to at least have that experience. And I gave you all, I don't know how many segments it was, maybe 2 or 3 behind, but where I did the simulating riding of a horse. Well, they thought that was hilarious. Well, I'm going to show them that simulating riding is actually the real thing. And you're not going to stop in 5 minutes. That's the joke going to be on them. But try new things. Get out. You could do gardening. Kids love gardening. So they've been in the house all winter. You want to make sure that you are getting your kids into doing stuff that's going to help them with their health. That's a simple way to get them to exercise. A lot of people think, what? Gardening? It's not. You're digging and you're pulling and you're shoving and taking things from one place to another. You're working the biceps, your triceps, your quads, everything. You're sitting upright, so it's working your core. So anything like that, man, I'm telling you, I'm not a big gardener, but I did it once with my husband, and I was like, it works different muscles that I wasn't even, thinking of. But the thing that I loved about it, it was just spending quality time with him. What I don't like about it, I don't like getting stuff under my nails. So, but again, if you're looking for ways to connect better, with your family, with your spouse, start thinking of intimate things, wonderful things that'll make memories. And walking after your meals, not only does that allow you guys to like if you didn't have time to read, discuss the books that you read while you're doing your walk, that's conversation time. But also walking after your meals, at least 10 to 15 minutes, that really helps with your digestion. So I'm telling you guys, you want to get going on that. And your challenge number 3, y'all gonna love this one, but you only have to do it for 10 days. And it sounds easy, but you really are gonna have to really kick this into gear. And I suggest you all do this. Now it's Lent, and you really are supposed to be giving up something that you feel that you can't live without, although you really can. I'm going to ask y'all challenge number 3, no sugar, no carbs, 10 days. It sounds easy, but you're going to have to really strategize to make it happen. So March 1 starts Sunday. If you can make it all the way to Easter, great. I'm only asking you to do challenge 3 for 10 days. Not only just because you really don't need it, but too much sugar wreaks havoc on your system. It causes inflammation. It messes with your chemical imbalances where you get brain fog. It makes your joints achy. It makes your skin look old. So I'm telling you, if you could do it at least 10 days, not only will you thank me, you'll thank your knees, you'll thank your brain, and your skin won't be so pretty that you won't even remember that I told you to do it for 10 days. You'll keep doing it because you'll keep getting all these wonderful compliments. And let me see, you can combine some of the strategies, and let me see. Oh, so I'm going to skip around here. The sugar and the carbs, because the kids are going to have challenges with that. But what I do is I sneak, and this was funny. I thought I was sneaky. Why is the chef at the White House doing the same thing that I'm doing to my kids? And that's a shame, because you may not like your president. He's still your president. And God said to pray for those who have authority over you. He's in that position. We need to pray for him. And if you pray for him, maybe he'll stop doing some of these crazy things. But his chef thought enough of his health. He started hiding the cauliflower in the mashed potatoes. So these are ways that you could cut your carbs down, and it also help your kids, not just for you, but your children, because a lot of the time they don't want to take nutritional stuff, because when you start them off with the right stuff and then they get away from you and they're in school, people give them the wrong stuff and their palates start to change. So what you want to do is weed back in and just start doing that little sneaky trick. Put some cauliflower in the mashed potatoes. If your children eat macaroni and cheese, you can take pureed, the pureed vegetables. They're all in the baby aisle. You don't always have to get the ginormous cans out of the regular aisle. You could take the pureed food and mix it in with regular food. They'll never know it. You could take some of that stuff and give them smoothies. They won't know it, but you'll know it, and they're getting their vegetables in. So you could get as many of your family members, and here's another challenge, involved in this. This is the one that I like. You could get as many of your family and friends to participate in any of these challenges. You can do them for bragging rights as a gift. You can do it for money. The one that I like the best is picking a worthy organization to make a donation to. And I gave you all a couple challenges. I'm going to go some more through here. But the sugar challenge, I think that's going to be the one that's going to get a lot of people. And so you're going to need a lot of support. You're going to need a lot of accountability. So that's the one that I would pick, the one that's the most challenged. Don't pick the one that's the easiest, because I'm not saying you're not going to get anything out of it, but it's not going to be as impactful. Because when God says give up something to show him that you love him, I think that's going to be the one that's going to be the most important and the most challenging. And then put a wager on it. And then once you guys are done, there are no winners. There are no losers. There's only winners, because whoever can sustain that challenge number 3, and you guys do a group and you put some money on it, you can donate to a worthy organization, just like the one that I'm on, WYTV 7. They are a great nonprofit organization. They do a lot of wonderful things in the community. They are doing they're giving away a lot of scholarships. So we want to help them to continue to impact the world, the country, the environment that they're in, the state that they're in. But I'm telling you, when you do these challenges, make sure it's not just you winning. Let it be known that everybody wins, and why you guys are doing what you're doing, and get more people. You'll be amazed at how viral this can go. And there are other wonderful organizations that you can pick, but pick one that you know is doing wonderful things in the community, and things that that they are doing and have been doing in the community. I love. You could go on to the website, wytv7.org, and then just go and read everything that's on there and pick something that's near and dear to your heart. And the National Nutrition Month is also being recognized in March. And I want you all to remember to encourage your children, because with March, you get Easter is coming. And so a lot of these baskets are filled with nothing but candy. So you got to be strategic in this, because you don't want your child to feel left out and then start sneaking and eating excessive sweets. Okay. So I already told y'all, you can go right to the baby aisle, pick whatever it is that you need, and make sure it blends very well into the meal that you're going to eat. And you can even do that for yourself. So it's not just for your kids, because if you're having a hard time, getting all your nutrients in, sneak them in yourself, and you'll be amazed at how well it actually starts feeling better in your body. And I also want to give some strategies that you can use to actually, I already talked about that one. The strategies of sneaking in the foods. Those are good right there. And then I told y'all last week, if you just want to blend everything, you can blend it and pour it in with your protein powder and drink your meal replacement shake in the morning. You can do it at lunch. Stop eating. If you can't stop at 6, stop eating at 7. That's challenge number 4. Stop eating after 6. No later than 7. Get a group, and then look, maybe you could start a book club. See, because I gave y'all a lot of hints and of strategies that you could do. You can actually do them all at one time. If you get a group of you all, you could do a book club. You could go for a walk, and the walk will go right after your meal, which means you need to stop eating after 6 or 7. And then I told y'all, stop eating carbs and that's the sugar and carbs, And if you do it just for 10 days, you'll see a lot of improvement. And I love this right here. This is the day that the Lord has made, an extraordinary, wonderful things in my life to meet all of my needs in uncommon and unusual ways today. And God will always confirm his signs with his words with signs following. That's Mark 16:20. And so I'm asking you all to make provision for God's overflowing power and blessings in y'all's life. So you got to start somewhere. You didn't do well in January, February. Okay. Spring starts March 1, this Sunday. So jump into action. And I don't want you to pick one. I want you to take them all and strategically plan them. Like I said, you can start a book club. You definitely can stop eating after 6 or 7. And then you guys can go for a walk and talk about this. No eating of sugar and carbs for 10 days. And then here's another thing I need y'all to do for, this is for health and nutrition for your children. Sign them up for their hearing and vision. They do them at the school. It's $25 for each test. And that's at the National, I forget the name for Lions Club. That's what it is. You can go on to the Lions Club, and they got them all across the United States. Free prescription cards. If you need those, reach out to me. I can get them to you. They are free. I don't know if every state has them. I know in Maryland they have them, but the ones that I get, you can use. You are allowed to use them in any state. So if you don't have them and you're taking prescriptions, these 4 challenges that I provided to you will make a huge impact in your health. So until you start seeing those dramatic results, make sure the stuff that I'm sharing with you, tell your doctor and then let him work a plan action with you. And then if you're still taking medicine, get this prescription card so you're not spending a lot of money. And I'm gonna post this one because I got to get the correct link. But there's a company that makes liquid vitamins for children. A lot of children don't like to take multivitamins, chewable, swallowing vitamins. They're having a hard time with them because it's new. But I found one, it's liquid. So that one I will actually post. And then, of course, y'all know with Modere, I love that company. The reference code is 1650006. So it's 165306. I'm telling you all about this because spring cleaning, you got to clean. You're supposed to be cleaning all the time, but most people just go buck wild when spring comes. They have a whole plethora of household cleaning products for your kitchen, for your laundry, any area of your house, clean products. And I'm telling you, just go check them out. They're nice. They're clean. I got 2 more surprises. I don't want to tell you all about them in case they don't work out, but I hope they work out because this one of the surprises is in Solomon's Island. And I know that someone posted on one of the comments on our website about how wonderful and pretty it was. And so I said, hey, let me go find something there. If you've never been to Solomon's Island, it is beautiful. Hey, the mission for Simply Fit Radio is to provide simple tips and strategies to individuals so that they can become fit in their mind, body, and soul, thus allowing each of us the opportunity to share our gifts with the world rather than having them aborted by Satan. And I am honored to be your host, you guys. I am Sandy White of Simply Fit Radio, and I want to thank WYTV7 again for allowing us to be a part of the Christian Broadcasters Network. Guys, remember, this is a nonprofit organization, and if you want to continue to see segments like this, tips and strategies from Simply Fit Radio, please make a generous donation to WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network. As usual, I am super duper excited, and I'm very grateful that you guys have allowed me to share with you this evening. Until next time, you guys have a blessed and wonderful evening.